The story begins not in the depths of the ocean, but on dry land. It starts with a man, a prophet named Yunus. He was given a task of great importance. He was to go to the bustling city of Nineveh and guide its people. They had strayed from a path of kindness and respect. Yunus was to warn them, to help them find their way back. It was a heavy burden to carry. The people of Nineveh were known for their stubbornness. For a moment his patience wore thin. Believing his efforts were in vain, Yunus made a fateful decision. He decided to leave. He abandoned his post, turning his back on the city and the people he was sent to help. He walked away from his responsibility, seeking an escape from the difficult task assigned to him. He made his way to the coast, to the edge of the Great Sea. Ships promised passage to distant lands. He sought not just a new location, but a release from his duty. He boarded a vessel ready to set sail. As the ship pulled away, the city shrank behind him. The vast open ocean lay ahead, a blue expanse that seemed to offer a clean slate. He was a passenger among others, a face in the crowd. The sea air and gentle rocking might have soothed his troubled mind. But the natural world often has its own plans. This departure was more than a physical journey. It was a departure from his purpose. Like all stewards, when we turn away from responsibility, we set ourselves adrift. Out on the open water, the world began to change. The calm seas that had promised escape turned treacherous. The sky darkened with ominous clouds. A furious storm descended upon the small ship. Waves as tall as hills rose up and crashed down upon the deck. The vessel threatened to splinter into 1,000 pieces. Experienced sailors were filled with a deep and primal fear. The crew worked frantically, trying to save their ship and their lives. They threw heavy cargo overboard, hoping to lighten the load. Yet the storm only grew in intensity. It seemed as if the sea itself was angry. There was an unnatural feeling to the chaos. In their desperation, the crew decided to cast lots. It was an ancient custom when all human effort had failed. The lot fell upon Yunus. It fell on him again, and then a third time. There was no escaping it. The prophet was confronted by his destiny at sea. He confessed that he was fleeing from his sacred duty. To save the others, he told them they must cast him into the sea. It was a moment of profound sacrifice and acceptance. As soon as his body hit the water, the storm ceased. The wind died down, and the sea became as calm as glass. Yunus was about to learn a different kind of lesson, a lesson that would link morality, nature, and mercy. As Yunus plunged into the now peaceful waters, his story did not end. It was beginning. The sea that had raged against him now became the vessel of his salvation. From the dark and mysterious depths, a creature of immense size appeared. A great whale, a magnificent Leviathan, approached him, not an act of aggression, but of divine instruction. The whale opened its colossal mouth and gently swallowed him whole. Inside the belly of the whale, Yunus found a strange, surreal world. Darkness, a confined space surrounded by the life of this great creature. The rhythmic sound of the whale's giant heart and gentle currents became his world. It was profound isolation, stripped of distractions, nothing but his own thoughts. A time for deep reflection, his connection to the divine. Not punishment, but a period of contemplation. In the silent darkness, Yunus understood his mistake, impatience and lack of faith. He prayed a prayer of pure humility and repentance. This dark chamber became a sanctuary to mend his broken spirit. He was not being digested, he was being protected. The whale became his guardian. Nature, not destruction, nature as preservation and mercy. Finally, following a divine command, the whale swam toward the shore. It opened its mouth once more and gently deposited the prophet back onto dry land, alive and transformed by his incredible ordeal, from confinement to rebirth, a moment that opens the door to a new understanding of nature and mercy. The whale in this ancient story is more than a large sea creature. It is a powerful symbol, nature's immense scale and mystery. Whales are the titans of our planet's oceans. They live in a world largely hidden from us, deep, dark, wondrous. They represent parts of our natural world beyond our full comprehension, a humbling reminder of our small place in a larger system. The whale acts as an agent of balance and correction. When Yunus disrupted moral order by abandoning responsibility, nature intervened. The whale did not act out of malice, it acted as a guide. It removed Yunus from a misguided path and placed him somewhere to reflect. The whale is also a symbol of mercy. It could have been destructive, but became salvific, Today, the whale is a potent symbol of conservation. They've been hunted to the brink of extinction, a reflection of human greed. Their plight reflects our thoughtlessness. Oil spills, plastics, disregard. Saving whales is a global fight to protect nature's wonders. The Whale of Yunus speaks across centuries, nature's power to correct and protect. It symbolizes nature's power, its ability to correct our course, and its life-giving mercy that we must respect and protect. If we listen, the symbol asks not only that we fear the sea, but that we steward it with humility and love. The sea in this story is a character in its own right. At first, it offers a path of escape. Then it transforms into a force. The storm that rises is a response to imbalance. The ocean appears as a vast, interconnected system sensitive to imbalance. It produces more than half the oxygen we breathe and hosts incredible biodiversity. Our oceans are the planet's lifeblood. We've filled them with plastic. We've altered their chemistry with carbon emissions. We've overfished them. Rising seas and fiercer storms are the modern equivalent of that tempest. Our oceans send a clear, urgent message. See the ocean not as an endless resource, but as a sacred, vital system that demands respect. Yunus learned you can't use the sea to escape problems. It will hold you accountable. We are learning the same lesson. The sea symbolizes interconnectedness. Actions ripple across systems. An action in one place can ripple across the whole system. Our planet works the same way. We must see ourselves as caretakers, act with humility, change our ways, and restore balance. The time Yunus spent inside the whale offers a lesson on reflection and isolation. Cut off from the world, he was forced to look inward. In modern life, we are surrounded by noise and distraction. We rarely have true silence to consider consequences. Sometimes we must be removed from our normal environment to gain perspective. This confinement was not punishment, but a necessary pause, a chance to recalibrate his internal compass before returning to his mission. In that surrender, his journey to true understanding begins. This teaches us about resilience. Yunus did not give up. He turned to prayer and repentance and found hope. This message applies to our environmental crisis. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. We can feel trapped and hopeless. But the story shows resolve is possible. A template for ecological redemption. First step, confront the consequences honestly. Next step, find renewed purpose and commit to healing. Final step, act on that commitment. Like Yunus, we have a window to save our planet. From the belly of a crisis, a new beginning is possible. Resilience, action, and collective will can restore what we have damaged. When Yunus was released, he was a changed man. Impatience and frustration were gone, replaced by humility and renewed commitment. He no longer saw his mission as an impossible burden, but a vital responsibility. He made his way back to the great city of Nineveh, the place he had run from. This time, he walked with the quiet confidence of someone who had faced the depths and survived. He was ready to deliver his message, not with anger, but with gravity. He warned them their disregard for balance and justice would lead to downfall. But this time, his voice carried the echo of the ocean and the depth of his experience. The people of Nineveh listened. Even the king was moved and stepped down from his throne. He covered himself in sackcloth and ashes, a sign of deep mourning and repentance. The king issued a decree to the entire city. He ordered that everyone, from the greatest noble to the humblest servant, turn away from harmful practices. They collectively acknowledged their mistakes and prayed for mercy. They changed their behavior and abandoned destructive paths. They committed to living more justly and harmoniously. A remarkable, total transformation, sparked by the words of one who had learned his lesson. It shows change is possible even at massive scale, a template for our modern world. Today, our entire planet has become a kind of modern Nineveh. We are a global civilization that has lost its sense of balance. Our industries pump pollutants into the air we breathe. Our consumption habits fill the oceans with plastic. We strip forests bare. We have been warned for decades by scientists, the modern-day prophets. They have shown us rising temperatures and melting ice caps. Collapsing ecosystems and biodiversity loss are already here. These warnings tell of a difficult future if we do not change course. Ignore the warnings and face consequences, or have a collective moment of awakening. Listen to the science and acknowledge the damage we are causing. This requires humility. Admitting our way of life is unsustainable. Step down from our thrones of consumption. Put on the sackcloth of responsibility. make real changes in how we produce energy, how we grow food, how we build our cities, how we live our daily lives. The story gives a hopeful blueprint. We need leaders in government, industry, and communities. But responsibility doesn't lie with them alone. Each of us has a role. Our collective action is our greatest hope for a second chance. The story of Yunus and the whale, thousands of years old, feels more relevant today than ever before. It is a timeless allegory for our relationship with the planet. It reminds us that we are not separate from nature, but deeply a part of it. Our actions have consequences that ripple through the web of life. When we act with arrogance and ignore our duties, we invite storms and crises. We find ourselves in the belly of a crisis. This ancient tale is not just spiritual, it is profoundly ecological and urgent. Crises are severe but merciful warnings, opportunities to pause and reflect. They are an opportunity to find humility, change our ways, and earn a second chance. We can transition to clean energy, restore ecosystems, and create circular economies. We have the knowledge and the ingenuity to act. What we need is the collective will. Moral courage is required for the sake of all life on Earth. Let us look again at these ancient stories as living maps that can guide our future. They are not relics of a distant past, but guides for urgent action. The story of Yunus inspires us to listen to the warnings and take responsibility. Act, restore, plan, and have faith in our capacity for transformation. If we choose a different path, mercy and renewal are possible. Respect the great mysterious forces of the natural world, and we may find a path to balance. This story offers hope and responsibility, the chance to choose life for future generations. Our fragile planet is waiting. It is time for our own journey of redemption to begin.